Hey guys, iSpiteful here, and today I'm bringing you a discussion video talking about the changes made to Social Arena. As you know, 343 decided to remove Shotty Snipers and Triple Team Slayer based on low population. Now, I don't want to just discuss this on my own, so I brought a special guest with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I would. My name is the Act Man.
There you go. Axeman is with me, and he is going to be my
There you
voice. He is going to be my voice of reasoning in this video to stop me sort of going off on off on certain people for the decisions made. But yeah, as you can probably tell, I'm not happy with this decision. Triple Team Slayer and Shotty Snipers for me were my two favourite playlists, and I know a lot of other YouTubers have been unhappy with this decision as well. So I figured that I would put my own sort of 2 cents on it and tell you guys how I feel and, you know, have a discussion with the Actman about it. Now, we did do this a few times already, and Actman, I'm sorry, this is like the third time we've recorded this now, and you probably hate my guts, but please, just for the sake of the video, don't hurt me.
The first time Spiteful was he was too into it. He was too fiery. He was just a little too into it. And then the second time, mistakes happened. But the third time is the charm.
And what mistakes? My computer just decided it didn't want to live anymore and just turned itself off. But anyway, that aside, we're going to talk about the changes now. And as you could probably guess, a lot of people aren't very happy about it. And yeah, maybe Agman, I'll let you go first. Talk about it. How do you feel about it?
I posted a couple tweets on it. One of them got I think more likes than any other tweet I've ever made, and you know that's to me that's an indicator of how people feel about this, because it was like, so my tweet was 343 says they removed Triple Team and Shotty Snipes because of population numbers, but if that's the case, they should remove the campaign too. And that got 222 likes, you know, and that got a lot of attention. And so it's like, I think people are really upset because, you know, with Monitor's Bounty, it was like, okay, yes, everyone's hyped. Like, nobody was looking at Monitor's Bounty like, what kind of update is this? This sucks. No, everyone was just like happy and we were all good, and it was just like, nice, the game's finally complete. But then, you know, they removed these playlists, and as I'm sure you really want to talk about, specifically with Shotty Snipes, it is not the same thing as playing Team Snipers.
Yeah, but we'll get onto that in a sec, actually.
Man,
your tweets are hilarious sometimes, dude. I mean, for me, I was looking at my feed, and obviously on the day it happened so abruptly and just out of nowhere, and people just lost their minds.
It did.
And I mean, when I wanted to record it on like sort of initial reaction, you know, to it happening, and I was obviously I'm very passionate about Halo, and I did get a little upset that my two favourite playlists were gone. And yeah, for me personally, I'm very frustrated about it. So sorry during this video if I come across a little bit harsh, but like, I mean, it just, to me, I don't see the reason as to why the playlists were removed. Now, I was scrolling through my feed, and every other tweet was from players like YouTubers and even the pro players, and then I went to Twitch, everywhere was talking about it, and they were all in favour of basically like the same, well, they all felt the same way that I did. Why the hell were they removed? Now, moving on to that, as I stated earlier in the video, the reasons they were removed, by claims made by 343, they said that the population for both playlists were basically too low, and they decided that the playlists just weren't popular enough to keep in the list anymore, which I think personally is just not true. I feel like the population is more than enough, because every time I searched in it, no matter what time of day, I was finding games. Like, you know, like I searched at like 10 a.m, 2 a.m, 3 p.m, 7 p.m. It didn't matter what time I searched. Within 10, 20 seconds of searching, on Expanded obviously, like I would find a game. And I'm sure that's the same for you as well, isn't it, Actman?
Yeah, it was. And what's funny is I think, like, you know, in my case, and as well as I saw a couple other tweets, one of them was from a YouTuber, Corpsic. Basically, like, free-for-all is the hardest playlist to find a game, at least from my experience. And Corpsic posted a tweet that was like, I can wait for 20 minutes in free-for-all, you can't find a game, but Shotty Snipes 20 seconds and I'm in. So it's like, is it because those two were the lowest in the social, like the lowest population in the social area?
Yeah, I think it was social. Well, you got to take into account, obviously, ranked games obviously have a lot more, like, things that it has to do when it's
dynamics for
searched.
searching.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
you've obviously got ranking and stuff, and the higher you go up in the ranks, I think the less people you find basically. And I mean, like when you're searching Champion FFA, like you can only play at certain times of the day if you want to find the game, because like that's when all the people are on. So I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily ranked like games can be compared to it, but that does get me onto the point of, if we're talking about low population, and obviously we haven't seen these numbers, but I'm assuming that 343, like, I tell you the truth here, I'm not going to call anyone out for lying, I mean, but I personally don't think, and I would like to hear other people's thoughts about this down below, but I do not think Griffball has more population than Shotty Snipes, okay? I don't believe that 1 second, okay? I don't believe that 1 second. So if that's the case, why was Griffball not removed, or why was it not, you know, at least like put into the Action Stack playlist? Is it because it had its own dedicated update or something, you know?
That's exactly it, Spiteful. It's because it had its own update, first off, and second, there's a very vocal, you know, and very strong community. They might not be the largest, but people, like, they love their Griffball, and it's like.
But
so
us YouTubers
it's
love
funny.
our Shotty Snipers, dude. It's the perfect way to keep sane in Halo 5. I kid you not, every streamer I've watched since they took out the playlists have been like, I'm bored, I don't know what to play, because like everyone's just kind of bored, because Shotty Snipers and Triple Team Slayer were like the playlist, not that you just got on to play every day, but it was like, okay, I want to kick back, I want to relax, and I just want to shoot people and just chill out and have fun, and not feel like I'm playing an arena game. Which I'll get onto later as well with the 5v5 assault, which really triggers me. But like, I just want to chill out, and Shotty Snipers are that perfect. Just kick back and just, you know, snipe people and stuff. And as you said earlier, yeah, we've got Team Snipers, and a few people have said like, oh, just go Team Snipers. But I'm ranked in Onyx Team Snipers, or I'm ranked Onyx in Team Snipers, and if you've played Onyx Team Snipers, it is nowhere near the same as Shotty Snipers. Bearing in mind there's less people, okay, and there's a lot more camping involved and a lot more pre-aiming around corners. And obviously, every game I play, I match against champions and Onyxes, and like I just don't want to play that.
There's a lot more sweat too, like a lot more
definitely.
sweat,
and teams as well. There's a lot more teams. It's nowhere near the same. And yeah, so you can take it away. I'm going to cry for a sec.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that idea. Like, there's that crowd of people that's just like, you know, they'll kind of accept or, you know, be okay with whatever 343 does because they always think they're doing the right thing. And, you know, I don't think 343 are necessarily lying with this, but it's like, people are going to say, oh, just play Shotty Snipes and Customs. Oh, just go to the custom browser. Oh, just play Team Snipers. And it's like, there's so many reasons why it's not the same.
Yeah,
you know?
well, you don't
when
get
you go
XP
into
for a start.
yeah, XP, RP for starters. Second off, you don't know what games are going to be in the custom browser, you know? Yeah. Custom games, you got to set all that up. Like, this isn't just, okay, you can go to a matchmaking and press A and then you'll find a game, you know? So I
agree. And plus, like, you're not getting the XP and you're not matching against random people and you haven't got that randomization of the maps being selected. And just like...
And if you go to Team Snipers, well, then you're going to probably be going balls to the walls because it's ranked and there's no shotgun.
You definitely will be, like... And, I mean, like, this has been a huge hit to the Montage community, who are also very unhappy with this. And the Montage community have kind of been getting the bad end of the stick for the last few months now. Like, everything that seems to be done, like, Montage people are getting screwed over. Like, the Smurfing has obviously been hugely, like nerfed basically, so you can't like get into ranked games. I think you have to be at level 30 or something now to do ranked, I think, or something crazy like that. I don't know if that's true, but like a bunch of things have been done, like even like the speed at which you rank up when you're beating on people at lower ranks. I mean, I don't agree with smurfing, but it is a core part of the Montage scene. So, but I mean, personally for me, like, I don't use smurfs, but anyway, that's a whole different topic. They also,
at least for Shotty Snipes, like, even if you weren't smurfing, like you and I talked about this before, like
it didn't matter.
Like, we would get montage everyone. Clips.
Dude, like that's the point. That's what a lot of people and montages and other people. It was either you can sweat in it, you can kick back, but the beauty of it was there was no like I believe there was no like hidden matching or anything. Like It was you play it, you get a random set of enemies. Like they could
there's
be good.
no reason to smurf in that.
They
There's
could be
no
good,
reason
they
to
could be
smurf.
bad. You never know, but that's what made it so good. Some games you'd get super good people, some games you'd get just average players, some games you'd just get like people that you're just going to hit like 7 kill-taculars on. You know what I mean? But like that was the beauty of it, and that's what I loved. And for me personally, the reason why I'm so frustrated about it going is because, well, it was, as I said, it's one of my favourite playlists, that and Triple Team Slayer. And Warzone is one of the most frustrating playlists to play in because of all the insta-deaths and stuff. And I would be like, okay, I've had enough of Warzone. Time to back out, go to social, kick up some shotty snipers and just play on my own. And I'd literally play for 6 hours straight and not get bored. I played like 2 games of Warzone or 2 games of this new 5v5 assault game and I'm just like snoring. But which actually leads me on to the point. Well, might as well talk about while we're here.
Yeah.
Talk about the replacement of if you can call it that. Yeah. So as everyone probably knows by now, we lost 2 playlists and only got 1 back, which kind of was already a spit in the face. But Assault 5v5, okay? Assault 5v5. Now, I've been playing it a lot, trying to in the end, I've been playing a lot, and in the end I decided that if you just treat it like a 5v5 social Slayer game and just don't play the objective, it kind of can be fun. But really, it's just not something that could ever compete with Triple Team Slayer or Shotty Snipes. I mean, if I had to choose, I wouldn't have minded if Triple Team Slayer had been taken out and that had been put in. But to remove both those playlists, okay, it kind of just, it came, like, all happened so quickly. Which actually, I do want to point this out quickly. I did speak to Unisec about this, and he did want me to mention and talk about like the fact that in the monitors about the update they did say that they were looking into population counts and that they couldn't guarantee that all these playlists would stay. So I mean, there is that. But for me personally, like, I don't think low population is a reason why you should remove a playlist, because you're just removing variety, and that's so annoying because Halo 5 needs the variety and everyone wants the variety. And as I said, like, if it was that low where I couldn't find a game, understandable, but I was finding a game every single day no matter what time I was playing at, so it don't matter. We can't see the population counts anyway, so it can't be anything to do with like worrying about what people think, because we don't even know what the population counts are.
Yeah.
So why remove it? Just leave it there. It's more variety to the game. Why would you want to remove variety? And that's what really frustrates me. But no hate on 343. I mean, they just want to make decisions. They want to keep the game fresh, and I get it. I get it. But like, it's obviously very frustrating when it's your 2 favorite playlists. Feels bad.
Yeah. Now, there's a couple things about like the Monitor's Bounty patch notes, what Unisec is talking about, that it's important to bring up. Number one is, you can't expect every single person that's playing Halo 5 to, first off, read the patch notes, and second off, take note of that one sentence where it's like, these playlists might not be here. So that's like, okay, it is there, but it's like, it's such a small thing, like,
so it's
I don't
more
even
of
remember
it's
that.
more of a foolproof for when they want to remove it, and then people come
exactly.
and,
But the second problem is that, you know, that really kind of gets my panties in a knot is that, okay, if you're going to remove playlists, fine, but can you at least give people like some kind of notice, like a week? Like, there were people,
so
I
you
think
can grind out the
Texas,
playlist and make the most of it, you know? So it just vanishes.
I think Big Texas, another Halo YouTuber, he was talking about how he played a game of Shotty Snipes, and then I think like went to the bathroom, went to get food, came back, and the playlist was just gone. He came back and the playlist, like, it was that sudden, you know, there was no like warning.
If you haven't seen Proximity on YouTube, check him out, but if you have heard of him, then you've probably seen it. He made a video and they did some hilarious stuff.
Oh,
like, that video was hilarious.
That video is hilarious.
But I agree, So, well, let's have a quick discussion actually. Obviously, Social Arena is meant to be an area of the game where you just go and you kick back and you relax, unranked fun basically. But like, fun can be depicted as many things. For example, it can be just chilling and shooting people, it can be mini games. But let's talk about the playlist. So we just discussed 5v5 Assault, and it's okay, I guess. Alright, I've had a few days to play it now, it's okay, but it does not compete with what they removed.
I'll point out one thing about 5v5 Assault is that, like, Shotty Snipers and Triple Team are super unique and they're their own thing, whereas 5v5 Assault is just something that we already have in the Team Skirmish
That's
playlist.
What I was going to
There's
move on
just
to, actually.
two more
That's what
people.
I was going to get onto. It's just two more people, and it feels like Arena, basically. Like, Team Skirmish has, I believe, Assault in 4v4, and that is basically just an unranked arena, but it doesn't feel unranked because every time I play it, I swear I match against Onyx every time, like, and just god tier players like champs and stuff. And then we got BTB, which I don't have a problem with. BTB's fine, that's cool, but I don't personally play it, so for me, that's not a playlist that I had ever touched. So that's just sort of, I mean, I understand people enjoy it. There's a lot of people who like it. For me personally, the reason why I'm frustrated is I feel like I don't have any playlists that I can just kick back and relax on now. But carrying on, Super Fiesta is probably the closest thing that I think we've got to like an enjoyable playlist in Social Arena for me now personally. I don't have a problem with Super Fiesta. Action Sack, okay, it's kind of fun for a while, but it's short bursts and it gets stale very quickly because it's the same custom games over and over, and eventually you're just going to find yourself going to custom browser because you can have 16 players there as well. Infection, same again, like the maps will get boring eventually, but it's kind of cool that you get some XP, I guess. Same for Action Sack, you get some XP, but it's just like I could not sit there and play those playlists for like 6 hours like I did with Shotty Snipers and not be bored. And well, we just won't talk about the last one, as you know, it's Griffball, but whatever. So that's just not a playlist for me. Like, I'm never going to touch that again, probably for the rest of Halo 5's life. So yeah, basically,
I think my opinions are like, Infection's kind of like my jam. That's my thing that I really like as well.
I know, it can be fun. I agree.
But like Super Fiesta,
I think it has a place.
Sack,
Sorry, I don't mean to cut in there, but I think Infection deserves a place in the playlist. It's cool. It's cool.
Definitely.
But yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Definitely. Right. So like in your view, it's like Infection, Action Sack, Super Fiesta, and Griffball. Those are like playlists that you play in bursts, right? It's not.
Yeah, exactly.
For you at least, that's what I'm getting.
There's
like,
only so many times you can die to incineration cannons in Super Fiesta.
Yeah. Before you're just like, all right, let's try something else. But out of those four, like Infection's the only one that I could play for a long time and not get bored. Whereas the other three are more sort of gimmicky.
Yeah, bursts.
I don't mean to use that term disrespectfully, but because I know there's some hardcore Griffball players out there that are like, gimmicky? You don't even know.
Every single player in Halo is going to have their own taste and what they like to play. And I think we discussed this in the other one, which we lost, so we might as well talk about it now. We all have our own like enjoyments in the game, and for example, whereas for me it was like I play Warzone a lot, but my personal favourite playlist was Shotty Snipers. You'll have someone that loves Griffball, you'll have someone that loves Infection, aka Eagle Precursor, that guy lives in Infection. But like, you know what I mean? Just like you can't base it on numbers, okay? Because like, at the end of the day, if you've got a solid 200 people that are playing one game type and a solid 400 that are playing the other, you can't just disregard the 200 people that enjoy one game type and get rid of it, because like you're like that's hurting like 200 people that really enjoyed that playlist. Just leave them all in, because at the end of the day, like if I can still find games in them, like is it really like not popular enough? I don't understand. Like, it's very frustrating. I'm sorry, man. Like,
it is very confusing, and I think what's important to also think about is how many other FPS games do you know, or franchises, have this sort of system where, like, the playlists just kind of, like, disappear?
Yeah, they remove playlists. I mean, there's games that have rotational ones, like they're planning to do here with the rotational, but they don't just take out playlists. Like, you know what I mean?
Rotationals are those make sense for just about anything, because it's like a weekly new taste. You get people coming back each week. But
exactly,
what I'll point out is, in any Call of Duty or any Titanfall game, I've never seen a playlist that like just disappeared. And I'll talk about this because I think this is super relevant. All right, okay. So I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan, but I play the games every now and then. Not so much recently, because I think Infinite Warfare looked pretty bad. But when I do play Call of Duty, 95% of the multiplayer games I play are Demolition.
Yeah,
that's my jam. Demolition is my mother-flippin' jam. But in Black Ops 3, if you were to check the population counts, they do it by percentages, but if you were to go to Black Ops 3 and check the population for Demolition, I had never seen it above 1%. It was either at like 0%, which I don't know, I think that still means there's some people there, or 1%. But Demolition was always there. Yeah. It was never taken out due to population concerns, exactly. Because it's like, that's my jam. So if that was taken out, I would have stopped playing Black Ops 3 altogether, you know, like... And that's the kind of point,
that's
is,
the thing, yeah. like, I mean, at the end of, well, carry on. Actually, I don't want to cut into that. Carry on with what you're saying.
I'll point out, like, Titanfall 2 has the balls to show the population numbers, and some of those playlists, you know, don't have up to 1,000 players at certain times. You know, maybe if you're on late, you know, I've seen like Bounty Hunt have less than 1,000 players, but they don't take those playlists out, you know, because there's low population there. They leave them there because there's a select group of people that do, you know, you got the core playlists that everyone can enjoy, and then you got the sort of the other playlists that a certain person like really enjoys.
That's,
you know?
The thing though, dude. Like, this is Shotty Sniper. All right, let's take Triple Team Slayer out of the equation here. It's a fun playlist, okay? But let's focus solely on Shotty Snipes here. This is an iconic game mode that has been around for such a long time in the Halo franchise. Or, like, basically across so many Halo games, and you can see just by the amount of people that are upset about it, the montages, the pros, the you know, like all the YouTubers or a lot of the YouTubers and stuff, like everyone was unhappy. And the more I see, like the more I read and the more I see, like it just seems like I can't believe that there was that low of a population count, because like so many people love it. And what I think it is just because it's not the primary playlist that people go to, but that's not what made it so good. It was the fact that it was I need to just escape from sweaty gameplay right now. I need to escape from just getting like playing tryhards. I just want to sit back, kick my feet up, and just play. And I think that's why it may have been interpreted by 343 as unpopular, because it wasn't played on a regular basis every day, 24/7. But I mean, like, it was one of those, as you said before in a previous video, was a staple playlist that should just be there, because it adds the variety, you know, it's something unique, it adds that variety, and it's such a good way to keep people on your game. Because if now I find myself just closing the game and going to play something else now, whereas I would have jumped to Shotty Snipers. And I've seen streamers as well, they're like, okay, I've had enough of Arena right now, and they look at the social list and they're just like, nothing in this list makes me want to play. Like, I used to just want to play Triple Team and Shotty Snipers because they're such a good way to just get out of like the whole, I've got to focus every game and sweat. I can just kick back, and it's really good for streaming and just chilling out. And now they're looking at it and they're like, we're just gonna go MCC or something, because there's just nothing there, or we'll have to do a custom game or something, like, you know. And it's kind of, it sucks, man. It does suck that they had to be taken out.
I think part of the psychology behind that as well. Now, I'm not a psychology professor, but it's like, you know, in Spiteful, in your case, you got Shotty Snipes as like your main go-to social playlist, and you like Triple Team as well. The others are kind of for you, right? So when the best things about the social playlists are removed for you, suddenly all the other playlists don't look as good. It's exactly. when you got a bunch of hot chicks next to, you know, a not so hot chick. When you take the hot chicks away, the not so hot chick doesn't look as good. You know, and that's kind of the same thing with the playlist. Does that make
sense, Zach, man? I don't know if that makes sense, but carry on.
haven't you know about that, right? It's like you put something that looks good next to something that doesn't look as good, and they kind of morph the sort of attractiveness of this, in this case, playlists, right? So now that your mains aren't there in the social playlist, it's the other ones don't look as good. Whereas
it makes sense, yeah. I get you.
Yeah, whereas you could drop like 3 hours into Shotty Snipes and then be like, oh, you know what? Let's try something different. I'll go into Super Fiesta.
Super Fiesta or Infection. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Now it's just
but now you're not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to jump straight into Super Fiesta, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And it sucks. I mean, I respect 343's decisions to make changes that they feel benefit the game, but I think this one was a huge mistake. And hopefully, if people keep bugging them about it, and I don't want it to come back as some weekly rotational thing, because it's just going to disappear again, and then you'll feel depressed again. Like, just leave it. Leave the playlist in there. Leave the variety in there. This isn't something that people wanted. Nobody is happy that Shotty Snipers and Triple Team has gone. Everyone, was happy with it being there. Like, not everyone played it, but everyone was happy with it being there. And it's so frustrating seeing things like this happen. And yeah, I mean, I think we covered everything. I mean, I could rant about this for hours, and we could ramble on for hours, but let's keep the video short. Guys, please leave your comments down below in the description, in the comment section, and let us know what you think and how you feel about the removal of Shotty Snipes. thank you to Ackman for coming on and being my voice
You're
of reasoning
welcome.
and helping bounce ideas back and forth. Sorry we had to do this 3 times, man, but we
All
got
good,
it in the end.
bro. Third time's the charm.
I think I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep now. I mean, I'm still suffering, especially to do this so close to Valentine's Day. Like, me and Shotty Snipers were like, we were a couple, and she's gone. And nah, but seriously,
I don't know
guys.
when she's coming back.
Yeah, don't know when she's
You'll
coming
wait
back.
on the shores until she comes back
Yeah,
with a flower.
but-
Every night, you know, every night.
But
You'll
thank
wait
you
on the
guys
beach.
for listening. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. Thank you to Ackman once again. And yeah, I
Of
look forward to
course.
seeing what you guys have to say. So Ackman, anything you want to say before we close out? But I'll be saying goodbye now, guys. Peace.
Yeah, that's all I've got for today. This is the Act Man signing out. Peace.